I'm Caroline, and we're in the Goulash Garage, Goulash Library here today, and we're going to teach you a little bit about Microsoft. We will run through a Microsoft workshop, and we'll start with a funny button that I found in someone else's garage from a long time ago. Microsoft, making it easier. We'll start with the origin of the name Microsoft. Microsoft was called Microsoft because it was a microcomputer that would need software. So it started out as a hardware device that would eventually need software. The reference book for this workshop in the library today is Nerds, A Brief History of the Internet. Windows history began as a DARPA project, which was a defense project from the Pentagon in Washington, with a man named B. Taylor. There were many founding partners in this defense project, including Xerox, Sun, Cisco, HP, IBM, Honeywell, and Unix. BBN at Lincoln Labs in Cambridge, Massachusetts were all founding engineers and scientists. And the lone guy from Georgia was Dr. Ed Roberts. And he was an engineer, a military man, and also a doctor. Rumor has it that they had a hard time getting him to leave Georgia to come to New Mexico to work on the founding of Microsoft. The team in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, started the Homebrew Computing Club. They built a hardware device called the Altair 8080, which was the first hardware device that they were working on to build Windows. And at that point, they began to build all the software and the operating systems that we all know and love today. The apps, Windows 95, 98, XP, Windows 7, Windows 10. They also had a catalog called the Whole Earth Catalog. And I think this was a comprehensive catalog that told of all the things that they were building in their garage. Keep in mind that Windows was built on the idea of finding something, not the search. Search would be Google and find would be Windows. So in your file folders in your office, you're looking and trying to find something. So they revolved their structure and their hierarchy and their operating system around folders. Windows and Microsoft operate on a licensing model, which means that they pay per machine and per license. Keep in mind, too, that they were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the ghetto. On page 147 of the reference book that I mentioned, it says they lived across the street from MITS in the Sundowner Motel with the prostitutes and the drug dealers out on the corner. And they were writing BASIC for the Altair computer, and gradually they actually started Microsoft here. So keep in mind, in the ghetto, they learned how to be secure, keeping stuff safe, their bank information. And now Microsoft is stellar in managing our banks, our governments, and our hospitals. A couple things that have stayed the same over the years is the control panel. And keep in mind that this is just like any other system, like a control panel in your car or in an airplane. There is various settings in there that you need to just take your time and be patient with. Today they include system and security, network and internet, hardware and sound, appearance and personalization, clock, language, and region. The File Explorer has pretty much stayed the same over the years, from Windows 98 to XP to Windows 7 and 10. In File Explorer, you'll find drop-down folders, just like we were speaking of earlier, that are succinctly organizing your information. Now, you can have storage in the cloud, in some sort of third-party server somewhere else. You can have a NAS, a network-attached storage device. But the cloud really doesn't exist. And basically on the storage side, we just want to make sure that we're having primary, secondary, and tertiary backups of your material. Microsoft Office includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Access, and they've grown significantly over the years to become more robust tools to get more work done and be more efficient, and also to save you, the user, a lot of time. So if you know how to use the new programming, you can use styles in Word and save hundreds and hundreds of minutes by using the programming on the toolbars. Excel has graduated. access all of these things, the programming in those bars on the top can save you a lot of time, whether it's a macro or any other functionality. But knowing basic programming might help you be a better Microsoft Office user. I'm Caroline. This is our Goulash learning and training session here in the library. A little bit of Microsoft history, and we recommend that you read the book reference book called Nerds 2.0, A Brief History of the Internet.